Hello, and welcome to another Study as I Ramble, a Study with Me series where I sit in the dark and talk to myself for like an hour while you study. This video series is aimed for people who prefer like talking noise in the background as they do whatever they want. You could be studying, you could also just not be studying, doing something, needing to fall asleep or something. I happen to be studying, and I will probably listen to this back as I study. So feel free to do so too. We're using the Pomodoro method, specifically the 45-15 method, which is literally just the Pomodoro method, but just elongated, because the usual Pomodoro method is 25 minutes and 5 minutes, I think. Last video I got it wrong. It was 25-5, not 20 and 5. But whatever, you know? I decided on doing this 45. Jesus Christ. I decided on doing the 45-15 method because I have then 45 minutes of getting something done and then 15 minutes of just painting. Usually I paint. The recording that you're seeing right now, I was painting. Honestly, it's been so long since I recorded this study session. I don't know what I was painting, but it might have been Metal Sonic and Supersonic, because I had already finished the classic Amy from last episode. Anyway, you don't have to watch these episodes in order. I might reference what I said before in some of the other videos, but today I wanted to talk about, actually, there are like 3 different topics that I want to talk about, and I think I recorded 3 different sessions, so I think all 3 different sessions will just be one of those topics, and I will definitely record more. But I guess I want to talk today about YouTube algorithm and the fact that I'm very surprised that the first episode got 12 views as of recording this. It's insane. I did not expect to get 12 views, and you're like, 12 views, 12 people, that's nothing, especially compared to like my older standard sites videos. 12 views is nothing compared to the 300 and the 9,000, right? And especially when you look at my work stuff too, this is nothing in comparison. But I'm like, okay, 12 doesn't feel like a lot, but like imagine 12 people listening to me ramble about Dan and Phil and Sonic characters. 12 people is a lot of people. That's like half a classroom. If we're going off of the assumption that the classroom is roughly like 30 students, which is what it was in elementary school, that is 12 people just sitting there as I talk about whatever I want. Or they muted me. That's also a possibility. Feel free that if you do not like the talking and you just need like to body double, because that's another reason why I'm doing a study with me and not just a podcast where I'm just sitting doing nothing. Another reason why this is a study with me is because it's easy content for me to film, because I have to study anyway, and then I get to ramble whenever I'm tired and it's nighttime, and then you get to body double, you get a podcast. I'm essentially creating a podcast, but the podcast is not good enough to be posted as an actual podcast on its own. And I could make little clips and then post it on TikTok and then get more views to bring to YouTube, but like, if you're on a short form platform and you're trying to get people to watch 40 to 1 hour long videos, you probably, unless I stay on topic the entire video, that's not going to happen. And like I said in my introduction video that I made all the way in March, I said in that video, I know now that this format and this YouTube channel format is not going to work. First of all, and I'm going to dissect it because I didn't really go into that in that video, so I guess I'll dissect it in here. It's been 5 years since I studied the YouTube algorithm, so I'm pretty sure something has changed, and I'm very aware that the study with me trend has definitely come to pass, because every study with me video that I've seen when I looked up for inspiration, for thumbnail inspiration. The latest ones were like 2 years ago, more than 2 years ago, 6 years ago, 5 years ago. So the study with me trend is definitely dying out, and the standardized trend when I made standardized videos were a lot at like a boom almost, because Thomas Sanders was like in this phase of like uploading a lot, and it was the pandemic, and I was in 2020, I was in the standardized fandom, and that is the fandom that I was primarily in before in 2021 moving over to Minecraft YouTube, specifically Dream SMP. So when I made my standardized videos, the standardized fandom was at a boom, and a lot of people were looking up standardized videos. And what the standardized fandom is we do quite like our theories and our analysis and our jokes and our cosplays. So that is probably the reason why that video did well. Like, the science behind it is YouTube was doing well. First of all, I was posting consistently. I had a standardized themed channel. I had a bunch of standardized themed videos. Standardized was at a boom. Everybody was at home because it was a pandemic, so everybody was way more active online. And then also, the video that I made was very on topic because I made it within like, I think, a week of the latest episode of Standardized coming out, and I'm also in a community that seeks for analysis type of videos. So the video that I created felt really in line with all of those things, and because another reason why is it was a theory video, and I'm in a fandom with a bunch of theory people, and in the video itself I made a lot of mistakes because I don't know anything about Stardew Valley, so I made a couple of mistakes, especially in the Stardew Valley inventory, because some things were Stardew Valley specific, other things I was like, I can't decipher that. And in the comment section, people would be sharing their ideas. There are a lot of comments of people sharing their ideas or correcting me or pointing out things that I missed. And because the comments that they left were pretty lengthy, and I would respond to those comments and have discussions with people in those comments, that video got pushed even more by the algorithm, which is the reason why the analysis video did better than the crack video, especially since, from what I've noticed, crack videos were already starting to go out of style. I haven't watched a crack video since 2020, which is saying a lot, and I kind of miss it. I kind of really miss crack videos. I need to look up if those are still a thing, because I don't think so. I don't think crack videos are still a thing. Does anybody remember the crack video epidemic? And if you don't know what a crack video is, it's basically what it kind of says on a tin. When you think crack, you think of drugs, and it's like a video series is on drugs. That is the joke, and it's like taking basically essentially what TikTok is. TikTok overthrew crack videos because they would take audios from different fandoms, different domains, and then overlay it with the fandom that the topic was about, or put a bunch of silly songs over some clips of the show. So I think that is where it went to. Probably. I think TikTok overthrew the crack videos. But yeah, if we go back to why I know my videos are not going to be doing well, I know that StudyTube videos are primarily going out of style. Like I said before, I haven't seen a study with me video in like when I looked up the term study with me, the latest videos that I saw were 2 years ago or more than 2 years ago, and I remember that these used to be far more popular. And I know that if I would have started this way earlier and I don't know if me talking helps or not, because this is a very strange niche. Whenever you watch Study With Me, it's usually ASMR or peaceful music or rain sounds, and this is none of those. This is literally just I'm studying and then I'm putting a voiceover that I record in a dark room with no script, and I'm kind of just there. I have no point. Like most people, when they do like a podcast, they have like a list of, okay, these are the points that I want to talk about. Here's how I'm going to transition. I'm just laying here talking to my phone for an hour. So this is a very weird niche to go into, especially since I'm not talking about one subject specifically, and YouTube doesn't really like it when you don't stay on topic. Like if you are a Genshin Impact creator, YouTube prefers it if you stay within the Genshin niche. Once you branch out, YouTube's not gonna like that algorithmic wise, but also your audience isn't gonna like that, because how much of your audience of Genshin Impact is going to overlap with the Amazing Digital Circus, for example. Some make sense, some overlappings make sense, like Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, and then like the new Hoyoverse game that is coming out. Those topics overlap because they're all from the same company. But if you have Genshin Impact and then you start talking about something completely unrelated that has nothing to do with Genshin Impact, people, like, you go from Genshin Impact to house renovation videos. That is like that's such a dramatic niche switch. Your audience isn't going to like that, but YouTube is also not going to like that. And especially since my channel has been dead since 2020, and the videos that I'm creating now have nothing to do with Sandersides, and also the Sandersides boom has died out significantly, especially since we haven't had a full Sandersides episode since 2020. I'm going to take a hit. I'm going to take a very big hit, which I have noticed, because I did at some point switch from Sandersides to making like a few Genshin Impact videos. I have like 2. You can't find those videos anymore. I privated those videos because those videos, frankly, suck. But I am aware that I'm doing a very drastic niche switch, and I was considering starting a new YouTube channel where I would start over with all of this and just have like a study Xiao. Like you have Mu Xiao and you have study Xiao, because I love the Xiao prefix, as I said in the introduction video, which you don't have to watch, but you could. I mentioned like, oh, I want to do all of this and blah 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 blah, and I was seriously debating on starting a new channel just so I could make study tube videos. However, that would mean I would have to do the introduction video all over again, and frankly, I am lazy. That introduction video took a very long time, and then I ended up never posting it again because of imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome hit me like a truck. It wasn't great, and that is why I have to start slow. I have to go all the way back to level 1, record unedited footage, record unedited voiceovers, and then slowly build a routine. I need to build a routine first. I need to get myself to post consistently for myself, because when I had my social media career for a company, it was really easy to keep up with a posting schedule because it was required of me. It was required of me. Then again, I created my own schedule, and I told my manager, and if it didn't work, I would tell him, and he would be like, alright, because my manager was amazing. My manager was amazing. So anytime I was like, hey, I can't do this week, he's like, that's okay. But it's the pressure of people are dependent on me, and a company is dependent on me, was created the ability for me to have a consistent post schedule for a little over a year. Yeah, it was a little over a year, because I stopped in October. I stopped in October. Yeah. The outside pressure created the ability for me to have a consistent posting schedule. But the only reason why I had a consistent posting schedule is because I wasn't making videos for me, I was making videos for other people. And I love making videos. It's something that I've done ever since I was little, and clearly I was able to make it my career briefly until I had to go to school, and I'm still trying. I've always had a YouTube channel, and the biggest break between me having a YouTube channel and me not posting on YouTube was like, I think maybe a year, because I have a different YouTube channel. If I wasn't posting on YouTube, I was posting on Instagram on their private account. If I wasn't doing that, I was posting on TikTok. I have a TikTok account that I think maybe 4 people know about, including me. And I'm pretty sure the 3 other people who know about it have completely forgotten about that TikTok account's existence. I still know about it, I just haven't posted anything on it. I've always tried to make videos. I've always recorded things, and I've always tried to make videos, but the only reason that is stopping myself from posting videos is myself. And the reason why I was able to have like a semi-consistent posting schedule with Sander Sites 1 and that TikTok account I just mentioned is because I was less dependent on me and more dependent on the fandom that I was creating the content for. And there are some fandoms that I do want to create fandom content for in the same line as my Sander Sites account, because TikTok account was also in the same line of the YouTube channel, the Sander Sites videos that I used to do, and I was able to hold like a somewhat consistent post schedule, but like after like a month I would stop posting, and it wasn't even due to imposter syndrome. It would be because of other reasons, whether either school started up or I just got busy, because I can't even use the excuse of school started up for the TikTok account. I just got busy and I didn't have time to edit, and I would have projects, unedited projects laying there, and then I just never finished them. Sorry, I blanked out. So I need to create a way for me to upload consistently again. I need to build that routine, and I wanted to start my YouTube career with really fancy edited videos. It doesn't have to be fancy, but like complex enough to show my skills and all the things that I learned, and I was in the process of doing that, but it was so much work, and it was so much work, and I didn't want to put the effort in for some reason, because the only person that I was doing it for was myself, and that wasn't a good enough reason, so I just ended up not doing it. And that is why I made an introduction video, posted it, and then you never heard anything from me ever again, because the videos that I shot, because I spent hours shooting videos, and I was just not satisfied with it. I didn't like it. And then I shot another video as an attempt, and I still have the raw footage of that particular video, and I'm starting to think I'm just going to use the script of that video and then read it out to you for one of these study with me videos, which is one of the other 3 subjects that I wanted to talk about. I'm just going to use that script, and I'm going to use it for one of these study with me videos, and then one day when I have time, I'll actually edit the fancy version of it, because I had so many different things that I had planned and bought for it, and I just never executed it. And I feel like that was a very big waste, but one day I'll get to that point. But for now, I need to start simple. I need to start small. I need to be able to figure out how can I balance my school, because college is crazy, and also making videos at the same time. And in order to do that, I need to start small. I need to just do unedited, uncut footage and unedited, uncut voiceovers. And that is where the issue lies in the view count, because unedited, uncut content is no longer a thing that is survivable here on this platform. Everything became high quality. Back in the early days of YouTube, you could just post 30 minutes of uncut Minecraft gameplay, call it a day. Now, there's so much production to it, whether it's the camera quality or your equipment quality, or it's the editing quality, or both. A lot of effort is put into videos to make them look professional, and that is the vibe that YouTube gives. You need to be professional, your equipment needs to be professional, all of the things need to be professional in order for you to get views. That is a stigma that YouTube has created. That is the culture that YouTube has become. You remember YouTube culture from Paint? I forgot his actual name, but like Paint. Paint, subscribe. Does he still make videos? I haven't looked into him in forever. But anyway, YouTube culture, his 2016, 2017, I can't remember, a song about YouTube culture, that has completely shifted. And the platform has gone from, just a platform where you can post your silly videos, to content creation, monetization, marketing. How can I format my video in the best way to not get demonetized, to not be labeled made for kids? What can I do to get money? And I think the reason why I'm not money driven, and the reason why I'm not putting a lot of effort into my YouTube channel to get it big, is because I'm not gonna get paid. My country is not eligible for YouTube payment. I would have to jump through a bunch of hoops just so I could get monetary value from YouTube, and then I'd have to reach a goal of trying to get somehow, like, I think over 1,000 subscribers, maybe 10,000 subscribers, I'm not sure. And then I need to do a bunch of other things so I can be eligible for making money on this platform. That is too much effort. And I could, in this economy and the exchange rate, I could make a good buck off of YouTube. But because it requires me to jump through a bunch of hoops, and I'd have to involve like a third party into this, that's too much effort for something I don't have time for right now. And I miss when platforms used to be just a place where you could just post a silly video, and that's it. There is now this stigma of, if you're a YouTuber and you post on YouTube, you need to be successful. How many followers do you have? How many views do you have? How many likes do you have? Because if they're anything below 1,000, you're a disgrace. You're a disappointment. You're a loser. Like, oh, look at you. You post on YouTube, but you only get 12 views? What loser behavior. I'm not doing it for the view count. And I know that I talk about it, I complain about it so much. You think like, well, you complain about not caring about the view count. Clearly you do. No. And the reason why I say no is because the reason why I'm on YouTube is because I like creating videos and I'd like somewhere to post about it. What I don't like about being a YouTuber is the issues that come with being a YouTuber. Most people, when they join YouTube, they do it for fame or money. Nowadays, they want to get big. My goal is to reach 100,000 subscribers and get a silver play button. Or their goal is to make money, which is honestly a way worse goal. Because this is like a really bad hobby to invest money. You're not going to get money fast. TikTok, maybe. TikTok is way easier to grow. I would know, I did it 3 times. TikTok is an easy platform to grow on. YouTube isn't. And YouTube has gotten to the point where there's so much competition on the platform that you're going to have to either go to shorts, which defeats the whole point of YouTube, because like the whole point of YouTube is to post long form content, and if you're posting on shorts, you may as well be posting on TikTok, because people who watch shorts 9 times out of 10 do not care for long form content. Or if you want to get big and make money, you gotta go to TikTok, which I also can't because that is also not eligible in this country. TikTok isn't even eligible in Australia. You think it's going to be eligible in a third world country? No, absolutely not. I think it's only in some countries in Europe. I know UK it is. I don't know about the Netherlands or Belgium. You guys call it Germany, my bad. Belgium and Germany. I get confused because you have Deutschland. Deutschland is whatever, and of course the US. So those are the countries that you can make money off of TikTok. TikTok Shop isn't even a thing here. We don't even have TikTok Shop. So yeah, YouTube has there's the culture around social media has gone from YouTube is just a place where you can just post something for fun to if you aren't reaching high numbers, you're a loser. Like, that is embarrassing. And especially since I have like coworkers of mine who do post, ex-coworkers, I guess, but I had coworkers who post on social media, who are kind of big on social media, and they are known for their social media accounts, and they're essentially also just posting videos, but a little bit more edited. And then I have other coworkers who also just post to just post. They just like they take videos of the day, they do vlogs, and they do it for themselves mainly, and then they post it so they can share it with friends, and it just so happened to come on your For You page, and sometimes you may blow up accidentally. With YouTube, if you just post into the void and you don't play into the algorithm, you don't play into the trends, you don't play into the hashtags, and you don't promote it outside of your YouTube channel, you're not gonna get far. You're not gonna get far at all. And YouTube's culture of how to get big has almost gotten the same as Twitch. How to get big on Twitch, right? You cannot, it's like, unless you follow trends and you post frequently and you post on YouTube Shorts to get people to go to the bigger videos, or like you post a bunch of you post like a series on YouTube Shorts and they make a long form video which is just all of those shorts in one big video. Unless you do it the YouTube Shorts way, the only other way to get big on YouTube, I feel like, is if you promote it through other social medias. The fastest way being TikTok, which is also short form content. So no matter what platform you're trying to get big on, we've gotten to a point where you need to make short form content, because that is where everybody's staying on. Everybody's on TikTok nowadays. And if you're not on TikTok, you're on YouTube Shorts. If you're not on YouTube Shorts, you're on Instagram Reels. You losers. I'm joking. I love you, Instagram Reels people. But yeah, it's brutal out here, and I find it kind of a shame that just posting for the sake of posting, for the sake of I'm doing it for myself and I want to have fun, is now kind of looked down upon, because everybody assumes that if you're posting on YouTube, if you're posting, your goal is to become popular and to become famous. And honestly, I look at people who are famous, people who are big YouTubers, and I think, no thank you. I don't want that, actually. I don't want the fame that comes with it. I don't mind people recognizing me out in public, because that has happened before, not for my YouTube channel, but for work reasons. I have been recognized by, I think, 3 people in total? 4 people, 5 people. I've been recognized by 5 people because of my content creation, and I don't mind it. Some interactions are a little bit awkward, especially because I look like shit every time I get spotted, but I don't mind it. But I have already started to begin getting at least 1 or 2 creepy comments, or like one guy who would consistently post really creepy stalkerish comments, and it's I don't want the fame. I want the video creation. I like doing this because my hobby is creating videos. It's something that I've always done, whether it is for social media, that I post it on social media, or it's just something silly like editing visual from Genshin Impact to Spitfire. Is that her name? The Teen Titans Go thing. Is it her name Spitfire? I can't remember. It's not. I don't know. I'm tired, okay? How long have I been talking? 30 minutes. Okay, we still have another 30 minutes to go, depending on which video I choose. It's insane, and it's kind of a shame that I can't feel a little bit of... I can't not feel a bit of shame knowing that my views are so low, especially since I know that my cousins stalk my YouTube channel. I see you. I know you do. I know you stalk my YouTube channel. And if you're looking at the numbers that it has plummeted, it feels... You can't... You know that you're not doing it for the views, but you can't help but feel embarrassed knowing that you have such little views. Because I could just not tell people that I have a YouTube channel, which is what I've been doing. I've just not been telling people that I have this YouTube channel. And it's actually hilarious because multiple coworkers, multiple people that there are multiple people that I became friends with after my Sander Sites video phase, after 2020, that I've made a bunch of new friends and I've met a bunch of new people. And something that they keep telling me is, you'd be great for long form content. Have you ever considered being a YouTuber? Have you ever considered being a streamer? Have you ever considered being a VTuber? And the answer to all of those questions is, yes, I have considered it, and yes, I have done it before. I haven't been a VTuber, but I have been a PNG tuber, and I have none of the footage saved because those spots are deleted because I did it on Twitch. But I do have the PNG tuber, like the model, still somewhere in a folder. I've done streaming before. I used to only stream. I've done YouTube before, and I've been successful at it too. It's just I don't have time and I don't have the motivation, and imposter syndrome has been kicking me in the ass, and that is the reason why I haven't really touched my hobby. It's video creation has been my hobby since I was in 5th grade. Okay. I had this rarity My Little Pony plushie, and I used to be obsessed with watching Bin's Toy Bin, which was Bin and her husband, whose name I've forgotten, who used to run a YouTube channel. I think they still do. He used to run a YouTube channel with like a bunch of series. You have Bin coloring page series. You had Fan Mail Friday, where Derpy would deliver fan mail and stuff. And I remember their Build-A-Bear videos, and they did a lot of videos surrounding My Little Pony. And one of the things that I used to love watching, especially with Cookies Roll C2, is blind box videos. Blind box videos I've always loved watching. There's something satisfying about watching somebody open blind boxes. I think it's literally just the new form of gambling. But instead of losing money, you get a plastic thing that's just gonna collect dust on the shelf. I'm guilty of this. I'm guilty of this. You can quite literally in the video see my shadow and my rouge and my silver from a Sonic blind box, and you can also see 2 fillies that also came from blind boxes. I'm guilty of this too. But I used to be so obsessed with watching videos of people open blind boxes. So I would take newspaper and then wrap my toys into blind boxes, and then I would pretend to play YouTube with my Rarity plush. And I would have my Rarity plush next to me, and then I just pretend to unwrap open blind boxes and be surprised and stuff. And that was one of my favorite games that I used to play. This is only child behavior, okay? When you don't have siblings to play with, you play YouTube. And I remember watching a podcast episode where Alicia Lady Lizzie was the guest, and I can't really remember who was the podcast leader, but I know that they're either hermits or they're in the new friend group. And I haven't really been watching or keeping up with that friend group because I only ever watch a video when Lizzie posts nowadays. However, they said that they realized that the newer generation, the young generation, Gen Alpha, is dreaming of becoming YouTubers. When they think about their dream careers, one of their options nowadays is YouTubers. But what they don't realize is the dream of having a YouTube career has been a thing since older Gen Z. There's so many people who wanted to be a YouTuber and looked up to YouTubers. There were like 3 people in my primary school who had a YouTube channel, most of which are deleted and they stopped making videos now. I'm the only one who kept going and had varying results. My I want to be a YouTuber face never died down. I've always wanted to be a YouTuber. I've used to play make-believe. I used to play YouTube simulators, like, you know, the PewDiePie YouTube simulator, which I absolutely hated. The YouTube Life simulator, which I never got very far in, but maybe I should play that again. Maybe I should play YouTuber Simulator again. Maybe I should actually finish that game for once. But yeah, I've always wanted to be a YouTuber, and I was successful once upon a time, and then for some reason I dropped it. And I'm sorry, I had to pause. What was I even on about? I don't remember. But essentially, it all comes down on the same thing, which is YouTube. What? No, posting casually just for the sake of posting and for yourself is something that has significantly died down, because it's like when you do it, it's assumed that you're going with the notion of trying to become popular and trying to have a bunch of followers, because like for some reason, once you have an account where you post things, whether it's just your life on Instagram or just silly things on TikTok, it's how many followers do you have? Are you a TikTok influencer and stuff? And it's like I want to do the posting. I want to do the video creation without the followers and the follower count. And the only reason why I'm sad, truly the only reason why I'm sad where I get so little views, is because the analytics looks boring. I'm an analytics person. I love looking at analytics. Jack sucks at life. I don't know if he still does it, but he used to have his series where he looks at YouTube analytics, and I love looking at YouTube analytics. One of my favorite things to do at my job was looking at the analytics, and it's so interesting to see where people are coming from, what like device is mostly used. It's so interesting to see what the most frequent part of the video is being watched, and I like that statistic is now just embedded into every single video, where you can see what the part is where people watch the most. And it's like you can physically see now in YouTube itself, without going to the analytics page on every single video, that there's a very high start at the beginning, and then it drops, and then somewhere in the middle of the video there's a peak again of where people go back. And it's also really cool to see for songs where you can see how big the spike is with and especially with long form videos like like let's say Stargate musicals, for example, it's really interesting to see which are the most popular parts in a Stargate musical, and that is one of the reasons why I am sad that I know that I'm not gonna get many views. Is because the analytics are gonna suck, and YouTube, because this is a channel where I've had better videos before, YouTube is going to be very demotivating if I open YouTube Studio and be like, this video is your worst performing video ever in your lifetime of your life. And I'm like, thanks YouTube. I know, it's designed to be that way. Thank you. So yeah, it's before I can even consider of doing something the right way, I have to start with getting myself to do it first, which is why I'm making videos the way they are right now. And I know that I risk sounding like essentially a hypocrite, because I hated my mom would sometimes send me Facebook posts of marketing firms that want to give a course on marketing on that specific platform, in this case Facebook. Like, she would send like, oh, this team is holding a Facebook marketing class, you should sign up. But then the Facebook post itself has 6 likes, and I'm like, I'm sorry, if you're teaching me how to do well on Facebook, how to do marketing well on Facebook, but you as a marketing firm cannot market your own marketing class, then should I believe you? And I've had that part of imposter syndrome as well. It's like, I know how to do it, and I keep saying, I've said it multiple times in this video, I said it multiple times in my introduction video, I don't know if I said it in the last video, I've said multiple times, I know how to get big. I'm just over justifying that I'm doing it, that I'm like doing bad on purpose. And I know that I risk sounding like somebody, like when you have a plan to get big and then it doesn't work, so you're like, oh yeah, no, I meant to do that. It's no, I know how to do it, because since my YouTube channel, I've done it 3 times on my TikTok account, which again is like a whole different platform and with a whole different culture and a whole different algorithm, but like, I know how to, and again, I'm just lazy. And I'm not in a position to put in the effort right now to do well, because I am my own boss. In this case, I am the only person that I'm doing it for. Since I have no audience, I don't have any outside peer pressure, and I do better under pressure. And because there's a lack of outside pressure, and I'm purely only doing it for myself, I lack the motivation to. And I have a lot of imposter syndrome tied to that, where it's like, this is cringy, this is horrible. And I felt that way, but every single piece of content I created for my job, every video that I've ever created, I was like, this is stupid, what am I doing with my life? This is so stupid. But I was able to, because of the pressure of, you have to do this because it's your job and there are multiple people expecting this from you, I would push through, trust the process, and 9 times out of 10 I'd get an end product that is pretty good and that I'm pretty proud of. But without that outside pressure of a company is waiting on you, people are waiting on you, people are expecting things from you, because there's this lack of that, and also a lack of audience, the lack of pressure and motivation is gone. And in order to create that audience, I need to have the motivation first to do it. So the goal with the Study With Me series is not only to create videos for you to listen to in the background, for you and me to listen to in the background, but also for me to first prove to myself and my haters to have a consistent posting schedule outside of the obligation of other people. This is something I want to do for myself, that I should be able to do it for myself without feeling the need of needing other people to approve it or pressure me into it. I have the same issue with writing, where it's like, I'm writing is my hobby. Writing is my main hobby. Writing is the thing that I used to love the most as a child. That is the first hobby that I had picked up, was writing and telling stories. That is why I talk so much, and that is why I can talk uncut without a script for so long, because I don't know if you've noticed. You have definitely noticed. This was unscripted. I was just like, today I'm going to talk about YouTube. Yeah, sure, I'll talk about that. Writing has been my main hobby, but I've gotten to a point where I can't write anything without the validation of other people being like, yeah, this is good. Because if they're like, this is bad and boring and it sucks, then I stopped writing for like a year. I stopped writing for months. All of that motivation gone. And it's also bad because when people are supportive and they're like, oh, this is great, I don't believe them. I don't believe them. It feels like they're just saying that to be nice to me because they're my friend and that's their job, to be nice to me. It sucks. So I have to put up with my routine and try to post consistently. Like I said, I think I have 4 pre-recorded videos, this one included. I have 3 more, and I have to start coming up with things to talk about. I have so many things that I want to talk about, and I guess I'll use this opportunity to do so, because I had so many video ideas for my comeback, but since I do not have the time or energy or willpower to make the fancy videos that I want, I guess they'll just have to be transferred into a podcast-like episode where I just either read the script that I had already pre-written, or I just talk about that topic in these kind of videos. I have 4 ready, and I'm thinking of 4 until the end of the year. Try and just post once a week, because I have so much backlog footage, and you'd think that I'd want to post all of them immediately as soon as possible, but I need to calm myself, and I need to build the consistency first, which means make a bunch of backlog videos and then make it so that I have enough for like a month or something, or like until the end of the year at least. And then I can maybe, if I have a routine and it's set, then maybe, just maybe, I can consider either posting twice a week, or I could consider posting different type of content, like turning my long form content into short form content, or making different kind of content that isn't just study with me videos, because there are so many other videos that I would love to do, and there is one big main video that I've been looking forward to making, but quite literally the only reason why I haven't been making it is because I've been busy with schoolwork. I haven't had a chance to script the video, because that is a video that I need to be scripted, and I also need footage for that video, which is it's the Sonic Shadow and Sonic Generations game that my friend got me, and I've almost finished it. I haven't had a chance to do the boss battle, but I'm trying to 100% it in a different save file. I have a second save file where I'm trying to 100% Sonic Generations and Shadow Generations separately, and I'm recording that footage, but I haven't had a chance to play past Chemical Plant. I think that's what the level is called, I'm not sure. I haven't had a chance to play past that because of school. It's been, I think, 3 weeks since I've touched that game because of school. All I've been doing is school, nap, and now I guess make videos and talk to myself. So, we'll see. I do want to have that video done, so I have like at least one video that is a little bit more, I wouldn't say professional, but like a little bit more something to show, and I want to figure out how I can make a portfolio for myself, where I can make edits that I can use to prove to people like, oh yeah, let me show you an edit that I'm proud of, and not just this. And whenever I make those videos, I will definitely post them to this channel as well. How long have I been talking? It is yeah, it is almost time. I have 10 minutes. 10 minutes. If the recording itself, hold on. Let me turn it on so I can actually see how many minutes I have left as I talk. If the recording that I choose isn't exactly an hour long, I think I'll choose the recording that is an hour long or something. But if you notice that the screen has changed into something else, that is because I only filmed the 40 minutes or something. I don't know which recording I'm picking. I recorded a bunch of separate sessions because my phone couldn't handle recording for like more than an hour long. I'm just gonna take those and then I'll overlay, like for the break part, I'll just overlay me painting something because I have some painting backstock footage or me playing a video game and being very bad at it or something. Maybe I'll do word search. You know what? If for my next study session, I'll do word search and then I'll try to record that or something because it's been a while since I've done word search. So that's gonna be fun. But yeah, I'm tired. I'm gonna go to bed. It's almost 12 a.m. So please enjoy this music for the last 10 minutes. I hope you were able to get something done while I rambled on. That wasn't supposed to rhyme. Was that like a slant rhyme? I'm not sure. But I hope you were able to get done with the stuff that you wanted to do. And I'll see you in the next video. Or in this case, next Monday. I hope, I swear to God, I hope. Every time I say that I have a schedule and that I'll see you next time and I give a specific date, I never reach it. Mark my words. This time I will. Mark my words.
How will I know 'Cause every night I will save your life, and every night I will be with you. 'Cause every night I still lay awake and I dream of an absolution. 'Cause every night I will make it right, and every night I will come to you. But every night it just stays the same in my dream of an absolution. Cause every night I will save your life, and every night I will be with you. Cause every night I still lay awake and I dream of an absolution. Cause every night I